Hello and welcome to MorningFile. I'm your host, Emma McCarty, and today I am joined with Kerri Latham from McMaster University to discuss Further Education Month. So to start off the interview, why don't you just begin by explaining what Further Education Month is and its purpose?
Sure, yeah. So a lot of students are thinking about further education. So every October we have a further education fair where we have representatives from a lot of different programs, university and postgraduate certificate come. So this year it's going to be virtual. So we're going to have it on October the 21st and the 22nd. And the way it's going to work as a virtual platform is it's like a chat-based platform. So students can kind of go into a virtual booth and speak with a representative from a range of different programs. So we have people coming from MBA programs, postgraduate certificates in public relations, med school, occupational therapy, so a real range. So it's a great place for students to go and talk to representatives if there are particular programs that they're inquiring. But it's also a great sort of platform to browse and see what kinds of programs are out there. So that's the main thing that's happening in October. But because there's so much more around further ed than just sort of exploring the programs, we also have panel events where people will be able to ask questions with grad representatives from grad studies as well as some graduate students to sort of learn a little bit about the application process as well as what it's like to be a grad student. So panel events, we also have what's called Ask Me Anythings, which is again another like virtual platform where people can ask questions for law. We have a law event coming up, as well as next month we'll have some other Teachers College, I think, will be coming up for that. And then we also have webinars on considering grad school and also finding volunteer opportunities considering grad school, med school applications. So if people miss these events, then we'll also have them recorded on our further education event page as well. So there's a lot happening around further education, and there's lots of students have questions, and so we just wanted to package it all into a month of events spread out so students can access it.
Yeah, for sure. So then kind of going on the events that you mentioned, we're already a week into Further Education Month. What has the response been to what you guys are doing so far from the students?
Yeah, we had a wonderful panel event last night from alumni, McMaster alumni that have gone on to further education in healthcare areas. So we had someone from public health and a doctor, a nurse that's going on to looking at nurse practitioner, as well as a chiropractor, and then she went on to go on to further education. So it was a great way to sort of hear stories of people that have been in your shoes, kind of where you're at right now in an undergrad stage, and how they kind of went on to, consider their further education and the decisions they made. So that will be, all of our events will be recorded. So that one was a wonderful event, and we'll have another panel events. I think those panel events are really great for students because they can ask questions and they can hear, stories and processes. It helps when students can hear other people's pathways. It's usually helpful.
Yeah. Even just adding to that then, not only do they get to hear different pathways and stuff, but what are more important reasons to have Further Education Month? Why else is it so necessary?
Yeah, because it's about accessing resources. I think students hear about what this is or what marks you need, and there's a lot of messages out there. So it's really great to make sure that students can kind of access direct resources. So hear directly from the representatives from the school about things. Talk to people that do know how to help with finding those references, or how do you ask about references, or how do I even get started? So it's really important that students access good information, and it's also make sure it's available for everyone. It's not just the students in the know, but it's really for everyone to be able to know what opportunities are out there, as well as how to be successful in going on to further education.
So what would you say then is the number one thing that you hope students take away from the events?
Yeah, I think that they have options and they can decide their own path. So the stories from the panels yesterday was everyone took their own path. It didn't happen all in a linear fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really hoping students will realize that they have options and they have resources to know how to access those options, but also that they can decide their own pathway and what's best for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that one thing, the word linear, is so important because it isn't a linear path to get to where you're going. Like there'll be ups and downs and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So my last question for you then is, where can students go to access all the information about Further Education Month?
hmm So we have it on our events section of our website. So if you go to studentsuccess.mcmaster.ca and you look under the events, you'll see the career section, and there's a wonderful page with all the events, and our recordings will go there as well as a listing of all the schools that will be coming for the Further Education Fair, as well as tips and resources. So we have some tips on how to ask for references, a guide to considering grad school, and some recordings around personal statements and grad applications. So lots of resources on there as well. So all on studentsuccess.mcmaster.ca, go to the events page and they'll be under the career section.
That was Kerri Latham from McMaster University discussing Further Education Month, which is happening throughout all the month of October. For more information on the event, you can click the link below. For more MorningFile content, you can visit cfmu.ca/videos.